If you're a fan of a sporty off-road appearance and you want a painless way to achieve that for your 2016 through 2023 Toyota Tacoma, this Red Rock Baja upper replacement grille with LED lighting will be for you. Now this grille is great if your current one is damaged, chipped, scratched, or just simply isn't your style anymore and you need a complete grille replacement rather than just the center portion. Now it offers a dramatic change to the front end with the debadged appearance and triple amber LED lighting for some sleek styling, in addition to upping your Tacoma's visibility to other drivers if you live somewhere that sees inclement weather often and you want to add some safety to your truck. Now, as it says in the name, this will have Baja styling thanks to the 3 LEDs in the middle, adding a sporty accent to the grille, especially with the super bright LED design. Now, like I mentioned, those lights won't just be for looks, but will make other drivers more aware of your truck in bad weather thanks to the nature of amber lighting being easier to see in poor conditions. Complementing the lighting underneath is a full uninterrupted honeycomb grille, which will not only add a sharp appearance and will help with unobstructed airflow compared to the factory one. Now, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, this will be a full grille replacement, refreshing the entire unit, and it will have very similar outer detailing, giving this a seamless look when it's installed. Now that is thanks to the OEM CAD design and ABS plastic material that this is made of. The ABS plastic here is durable and a resilient plastic to handle any off-road debris or on-road debris, and will have a matte black finish to it that will look good on its own, but is also paintable for the ability to customize your build as long as you take the right prep, prime, and painting steps to do so. Now the LEDs will also be well built with a long and efficient lifespan thanks to the lower energy consumption, and will require a little bit of wiring. With the harness here, as you can see, there are leads on the end, but there are going to be plug and play connections for the wirings nonetheless. So it's nothing difficult, and we'll show you how to do that in just a minute. Now this will also come with all of the hardware and all of the bracketry that you need to install it for a factory-like fit, and will even come with a seal for the hood pre-installed. This grille will cost you about $300, being fairly average for a grille replacement compared to others in the category. Now, a couple of things in this design, however, will give this an advantage over some of the more cost-effective choices, like the pre-installed lighting and full grille replacement, rather than having to install the lighting yourself or just replace that inner portion of the grille, which may not solve your specific issues, especially if they resolve around the sides of the grille. Now, styling does come down to your personal preference, but I think if you're looking for a well-built, sporty looking, and full replacement to transform the way your Tacoma looks and functions, then this is a fantastic solution to do it with. Install will be a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter and should only take you about 2 hours to get the job done, give or take. This will come again with the wiring harness, but will still require that minor wiring, so just keep that in mind while you're gathering your tools. However, at this point, we can head over to our shop and check out a detailed breakdown on how to get this onto your Tacoma at home. So that's gonna wrap it up for my review. Let's go ahead and get into the install.
For this install, you need a ratchet, 10mm socket, Phillips head screwdriver, clip removal tool, trim panel removal tool, wire strippers, and wire crimpers. All right, today we're gonna be installing a grille on our Tacoma. First, we're gonna watch a quick video how to install the headlight, because we will be wiring into the parking light. And then we're gonna come back here to install the grille.
So our first step is to start with the hood open, and then we can go ahead and pop off our grille. For that, you're gonna need a trim removal tool or a flathead screwdriver, as well as a 10mm socket. So our first step to removing our grille is to remove the 2 bolts that are holding it in up at the front support here. I'm gonna use a 10mm socket and go ahead and remove those. Next, in order to release our grille, there are 2 clips on either side. I'm going to use a flathead screwdriver to release those clips. Again, you could also use a trim removal tool for this. What we can do now for our grille is pull up on these 2 brackets here just to release it from this front support. Then we can give it a good pull back, and we'll be able to release the grille. In order to access the third bolt on our headlight, what we have to do is peel our fender back. There are a couple clips in here, but what I'm gonna do first is remove these 2 bolts that are holding our fender and our bumper onto our Tacoma. I'm gonna be using a 10mm socket. Now once those are released, we'll have a couple clips here. Now one down at the bottom is already released because we've taken the fenders off before, but there's one in the middle. Just gonna use my flathead screwdriver very carefully. You can also again use a pry tool. Just gonna push down on that clip and carefully pull back. So now that is loose, so we're able to continue to disconnect our bumper. We're not going to remove the bumper fully, we just need to move it down so we can access a bolt in this crease. So this clip up at the front is holding on part of our bumper, so I'm going to use a trim removal tool and just pull that out. So after all of the bolts and clips are disconnected from the side and some of the bottom between the bumper and your inner wheel well, what we're going to do is focus up here. We're going to pull back on the bumper part of this tab. Give it a good tug, and that should release it from the bumper clip on the other side. Might be helpful at this point to use a pry tool as well. Let's work our way up the side and release the bumper from the bracket. And as you can tell, we don't need to take the bumper off completely. It's still secured at the front, but there is a bolt in here that is going to release our headlight. So with the 10mm socket, I'm going to start by removing that bolt that we just exposed. Right? Then we can move up to the top of our headlight to release the other 2 bolts. Then we can remove the 2 bolts up on top. They are also going to be 10mm bolts. Use the 10mm socket. So I am going to remove this clip at the side of our bumper just to pull the bumper a little bit more outwards. Give myself some room to wiggle this headlight out. We do have to slide the clip part of the headlight out. Right? So once the headlight is released, what we can do is expose our wires and start to disconnect our wiring harnesses. You're gonna have 5 in total on the back. Right? And then we can fully remove our headlight.
All right, before we can install our new grille, we just have to attach a couple mounts and also do a little bit of wiring. So we're gonna grab our 2 brackets. They'll go over like so. They are labeled right and left. And then they will be attached with 4 Phillips head screws each. So we should grab our Phillips head screwdriver and tighten them down. All right, so we have our 2 locating pins in place. Grab our Phillips head screws and put them in. All right, now you gotta do the same thing with the other bracket. All right, now for the wiring, we're just gonna use a couple T-taps. So how this works, these clamps will go over the parking light wire. So how these connectors work is these clamps will go over the parking light wires, and then our spade connectors will slide in the end that will be on our wiring harness. So we're just gonna take our wire strippers, strip these back, put a couple spade connectors on, and we can attach it to the car. Strip them back a little bit. Grab our spade connectors, slide them in. Grab some wire crimpers and crimp them down. All right, so now we have our parking light wire. You'll see we have our two wires. We have our white and black. That will be our ground. And plug that in. And our other wire will be our power. All right, we can just kind of tuck that out of the way. There's plenty of room behind the headlight to run it. So now we can get our headlight reinstalled. All right, now we're gonna plug all of our headlight connectors back in. Our parking light, our low beam, our high beam, turn signal, then our DRL connector. All right, now we can get our headlight back into place. All right, now we can reinstall our two 10mm bolts to the top of our headlight. Grab our ratchet and tighten them down. All right, now we have our 10mm bolt in our fender to the side of the headlight. Grab our ratchet and tighten that down. All right, we can put our bumper back into place. And then pop our fender flare back in and resecure our bolt in the wheel liner. All right, now we're gonna reinstall our 10mm bolt in our wheel liner. You will see one's missing, our tab broke, but you would install both with your ratchet and 10mm socket. All right, now we just have our two push clips on our bumper and our headlight. All right, now we can install our grille. All right, now once we have it installed, we install our two bolts and our two push pins and plug in our wiring. All right, now we can connect our wiring. You can run yours however you want, secure it however you want. We just have ours going over our horns. You just want to make sure that it stays away from anything hot. So we have our three connectors. We're going to connect like so. Let's tuck that down. Then we have our two 10mm bolts and two push clips on either side. All right, we'll grab our ratchet, 10mm socket, and tighten down our bolts. All right, and that wraps up our install of our Red Rock Baja upper replacement grille with LED lighting, matte black for our 2016 to 2023 Tacoma. And remember, for everything Tacoma, keep it right here at extremeterrain.com.